I proudly said, I've had enough. I'm ready to go down the mountain. Please make way for me. Ashen was furious since you didn't appreciate it. Don't blame me for being rude. He raised his hand to hit me. The punch was very fast, but I easily dodged it. Am I that strong? Jojo said with disdain, that stupid big brother is the most powerful guard. But with 6 points of body training value, how could it compare to you with 9 points of body training? I easily teased Ashen. The bandits outside were shocked. Ashen was trained. Since he can't beat this fat young master, in the unbelievable eyes of everyone, I collected a large number of funny points again. Pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger really worked. But there were too few audience. Otherwise, I would make a fortune. I've had enough of this. I stopped and said to Shan. I said to Ashen, I'll give you a chance. I won't dodge. And you can hit me with all your strength. Shan's face turned green, and he couldn't bear it. I'll punch you to death. Try my move. Dynamic light wave fist with full power. I smiled wickedly. It was indeed good. But you are too slow. With a loud bang, Ashen was pressed to the ground by my big arm and couldn't even be pulled out. I said to the trembling bandits outside the door, You 3, don't be afraid, come here. I will be gentle. The remaining bandits trembled with fear. This guy hides his strength the most. Shan couldn't even beat him. Let's surrender. I tied several bandits together. I told them to stay here, honestly. I'll go and have fun. I caught 5 bandits. Jojo told me that the bandits provided 9 funny points. Currently, 99 points. Li Failai is not easy to be cut. I smiled lightly and said, What's the hurry? I came to Li Failai and I said with emotion, Dr. Li, I saved you from the bandits and got your gratitude. What? And send you back to Shishan City. What can I get? I stepped forward and suddenly grabbed Li Failai's hand and said to him with a panicked expression, I have many girls, but I'm still unmarried. Dr. Li, why don't you waive my medical expenses for these 2 days? Li Failai was a little confused. What the hell is this? The system prompts to add 0.5 to the machine value. Jojo instantly went crazy. What the hell? There's something less than 1. What the hell? I'm really happy. No matter how much, there's finally a breakthrough. I reached out to Li Failai and invited him to go. Dr. Li, let's go down the mountain together. Li Failai slowly grabbed my hand and said, Thank you. We walked down the mountain together. I asked curiously, Dr. Li, when I just killed the guard bandit. You didn't seem surprised at all. Li Failai explained that as a doctor, I only learned to observe, listen, ask, and touch. And a little basic method of Wang Qi? I was a little puzzled. What does Wang Qi mean? Jojo said this, and I know. Wang Qi means observing qi and blood, and then roughly judge a person's strength. I can do that too, and I can see more accurately, I said with a contemptuous look. It's a bit like Vegeta's glasses in Dragon Ball. At this time, Dr. Li continued. At first, I only saw that you had a little physical cultivation. Until you made a move, I could see your true strength. I was very surprised. I was surprised that one in Wang Wenwen Ki was used like this. Doctors in the fairy world are not simple. The charm technique. Have you seen the version in the immortal world? Just as Li Failai and I were descending the mountain, Li Failai suddenly said, "There is a checkpoint we must pass through." Even if Ying Rulan led the search, this key checkpoint would not be relaxed. We should be careful. At this time, Jojo deliberately showed off. He said to the bandits, starting from this penis, to start practicing body. These two long chickens. These little chickens are no match for you. We can easily crush them again. I pondered. It shouldn't be difficult to deal with these little chickens. But if we want to catch them all, to avoid them tipping off their comrades, I still need Dr. Li's help. Dr. Li was confused. Jojo wondered what new trick it was. The bandit on duty yawned continuously and was about to fall asleep. Suddenly, he heard a woman's voice. One of the bandits was surprised. I seemed to hear a woman singing 8-line kill. Several bandits pulled aside the grass, and their eyes lit up. Oh my God. It's a woman. But why does she have a tail? Dr. Lin in the grass looked shy and said, saying, I'm poor. I'm poor and I'm proud, and I save fabric for my family. The saliva of several bandits flowed out. Could this be a fox fairy? I heard that fox fairies are extremely beautiful and is best at alleviating men's loneliness. Just then, the fox fairy in the bandit's mouth disappeared in a flash. One of them shouted, "Sister Fox Fairy," and chased after her. The other two bandits quickly stopped him. The bandit leader said, "The king won't cut you." The bandit was unconvinced. He shouted that he finally met a woman. And I'm not allowed to have a good time. Suddenly, a 42-inch foot appeared in front of him. The bandit was surprised and said, "Why is it a man's blood? This monkey is amazing. He can dye his hair. And such a trendy color." I looked at the bandit who beat himself up with his own hands. He said to Lei Fai Lai, Dr. Li, "You act and I'll dub. Our first cooperation. We have a good chemistry," Li Fai Lai muttered beside me if possible. I don't want there to be a next time. At this time, the bandits finally realized it was a trap. A large wave of funny value came towards me. I laughed. I not only want to calculate you and devalue you. You. Then a series of miserable and desolate voices sounded. I clapped my hands and said, "That's it." Jojo also shouted that we just gained 20 points. I can break through the first level of body refining. Meow, I licked my lips excitedly. In that case, let's quickly level up. The system prompts to consume 100 funny points. It takes 100 seconds to break through. I was stunned. It takes time to break through the realm. Fortunately, it won't take too long. As long as we pass the drawbridge, we will be safe. Just I held the torch and gestured to Lei Fai Lai to leave quickly. A gust of wind blew by. The torch was instantly extinguished. Li Fai Lai and I trembled with fear. Jojo immediately screamed in panic. There was a demonic aura coming from behind. I quickly turned around and looked. I saw a monster with red hair. A monster with fangs out appeared behind me. Every step it took made the ground shake. I secretly thought this monster had great power. Jojo was also nervous. Physical training. Changji at level 9 is no match for this mountain girl. I immediately retorted, "Is this Shenmei?" It's different from the original host's memory. Li Failai said this is Honmei Tong Li Yuan. This kind of ape that has already become enlightened. How could it appear near Shishan City? At this time, Jojo explained to me that this is probably Shan Mei, possessed the body of Honmao Tongbi Yuan. This kind of spirit beast is naturally strong. This one must have the strength of the first level. The Honmao Tongbi ape roared loudly, and a gust of wind swept over. I was secretly surprised. Is this the strength of the first level of body refinement? I couldn't believe it. I was reborn and met the Monkey King with dyed hair. And possessed by the mountain sister in this world. Shenmei is a very weak existence. 5 or 6 strong men can drive away a mountain sister. But today, something unexpected happened. Outside Shishan City, the little bandit looked at the corpses on the ground. He said, in horror, King, something bad happened. These 6 guys are all dead. Yuruan looked gloomy. Generally, mountain girls can't be so awesome. The scene changed. The red-haired monkey brother looked at Li Fei and cried, calling out, Bozi, delicious female bun. Jojo thought secretly, this mountain girl can actually speak. Could it be a rare mountain sister with spiritual intelligence? Legend has it that this mountain will devour life and continuously become stronger. We are definitely not its opponents now. I was scared at this time. It sounds like it's very powerful. There are 30 seconds left to break through. At this time, Jojo looked at the panel. It warns me that even if I break through, it won't work. This mountain is different from the past. Even if I break through, it won't work. I was stunned. Is the turbid air the black gas on Monkey King? No wonder I felt my power being absorbed during the fight. That's it. While Jojo and I were secretly discussing, Li Failai suddenly walked out. This monster wants me. You go. I'd rather die together. It's better to die one and live one. As a man, how could I tolerate such a thing happening? I stepped forward. I stretched out my index finger and pressed Li Failai's red lips. Who says I'm not his match? I still have my trump card that I haven't used yet. Li Failai doubted it. She was surprised and asked if I really had a trick. I smiled and said, of course. But meeting Shan Mei was an accident. The cost of the bodyguard is expensive. Li Failai ran to the suspension bridge and looked back 3 times as if he was looking at me for the last time. I called out to Dr. Li. I'm a playboy anyway. I'll just take a kiss from you. I broke through in the midst of hardships. It's really fun to beat monkeys. Standing at one end of the suspension bridge and beauties kept looking back, I punched 1 person to protect me and 2 people to protect Li Fei. I guarded the drawbridge. I left with Li Fei first. I planned to face the monkey alone. However, when Monkey saw the girl ran away, he was not happy. He shouted my girl. I was furious. Do you look down on me? Then he swung his fist and punched me. I heard a bang. I punched hard and hit Monkey King directly on the head. But the Monkey King just shook his head. And nothing happened. I was scolded as a meat cushion. I blocked the attack of Monkey King. I shouted to Jojo that if I pushed him off the cliff, could I kill him?